Most people fail, absolutely fail at voiceover. I'm glad you're here because we're going to talk about why that happens. And toward the end of the video, share some thoughts on how you can ensure that that doesn't happen to you so that you don't become a statistic of voiceover. Good morning. I'm Bill DeWeese, professional voiceover talent and voiceover coach. I'm so glad you're here this morning. And thank you to Eric. You made my day in the live stream chat. Eric from Richmond, Texas says, Bill, you're the Charleston Heston of voiceover, the voice of VO reality. And I'm going to lay some more. Thank you for that, Eric. And I'm going to lay some more reality on you here in just a moment. Let me just mention to you that my next live training event is coming up later this month, Tuesday night, March 21st at 8 p.m. The Secrets of Self-Direction. I'm going to teach you how to direct yourself in your studio so that you can get the best demos, that you can be the most competitive in your auditioning, so that you can get the most jobs. That's what it's all about. But the reality is, and it's so true, most people fail in voiceover. But let's stop and let's unpack that. Let's think about that for just a second. Most people fail at anything that requires them to stretch and to grow themselves. Most people want a job. They want something that they perceive to be secure, and I think we can agree that a job may seem more secure on the outside, but we've learned over the past several years it's not necessarily any more secure than anything else. But where they feel secure and where they're told what to do and they're guaranteed something in return for the time that they spend. When you're self-employed, when you're a voiceover talent, there are no guarantees. All you have is yourself. You are your best. There's nobody there to make you do something. There's nobody there to push you. You have to find it deep within you to get the job done. And frankly, it's not for everybody. If you're not a person who enjoys or wants to grow, to become more than you are, to learn to handle new problems and situations, and to stretch yourself beyond your comfort zone, voiceover is absolutely, it is not for you. Because that kind of stuff, it's hard work. It's incredibly rewarding. And it can not only on a personal level, but on a financial level, it can be extremely rewarding. But it requires something of you that you're probably not giving as of yet, or you would be there already. So let's talk a little more about why does it happen? Why do people fail? Well, expectations don't meet reality. And I see this all the time. While voiceover is a simple business, and I've said that probably hundreds of times, it is. There's nothing complicated about it. But to do the stuff that you need to do every day, while it's not hard to learn, uh, getting yourself to do it, to put your ego on the line, to put your comfort on the line, that's the hard part of growing any business, specifically a voiceover business. A lot of people don't want to be challenged. They don't want to learn new skills. They don't want to go beyond their comfort zone. And by the way, this is not an indictment of you or anybody else if you don't want to do these things. That's okay. Most people don't. But I'm just saying, if your expectation is, well, you decide one day to become a voiceover talent, and because you want to be, you think it will become so, there's a huge gap between where you are and where you want to be. And that gap requires some blood, sweat, and tears on your part. And a lot of people thought, well, their voice was enough. Well, mom told me I had a great voice. People at work tell me I have a great voice. I can't tell you how many times somebody said I should get into voiceover, and maybe you should, but you thought that you would show up to the party and somebody would hear you and say, that's the guy. And all of a sudden, people would be throwing money at you to record voiceovers. And you found out real quick that that's not how it works. Some of you also thought that, well, getting an agent, that was going to be enough. Once I got the agent, I see it every day on social media. Everybody's so excited to get an agent, and there's nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with celebrating that and getting excited about it, by the way. And if you are getting an agent, I applaud you. And that's, you're creating a marketing channel, and that's important that you do that. But that's not enough. That's not end game. For some of you, you've heard this before. Many of you, perhaps you haven't. I was signed by my first agent back like in 2007. I've never landed a job from that agent. Now, over the course of time, I've had about 14 agents, and I've landed, a number of jobs. Um, but getting an agent did not grow my career. As a matter of fact, less than 2% of my entire income comes through talent agents. It's not enough. There's a lot more to it. So if you're not where if you've entered the voiceover arena and you're not getting where you want to go, and you're seeing people drop off left and right. And let me stop for just a second and talk about this because I hear it all the time. Well, Bill, isn't the market becoming saturated? Aren't a lot of people getting in voiceover? Yeah, heck yeah, a lot of people are getting in voiceover. What we see here is on one side of the coin, you've got an explosion of content. There's so many more jobs and opportunities being created. At the same time, we see this big influx of people, especially since COVID, the gig economy, people are leaving their jobs. But at the same time, while the jobs continue to grow, what happens? You've got a lot of people coming in, but then what happens? In a couple months, they realize they don't have a clue what they're doing. They don't have the proper training and support. And within a matter of a few months, they start to drop off. People continue to flood in. People continue to drop out in mass. And I don't know the exact numbers. I'm going to guesstimate. I would say about 80%, maybe more of people who walk through the door, do an about face, and they turn and they leave after a few months because it did not meet their expectations. So a lot of winning in voiceover is just hanging around. Just hang around. Keep learning, keep growing, keep doing, understanding that it doesn't happen overnight, and understand that everything that you do builds on your success for tomorrow. I want you to be successful in voiceover. I think you know that. I hope you know that. And this channel is all about helping you learn how to make money in voiceover. And by the way, if you have any doubt of what I'm saying, the next time you go to a big voiceover event, training event, just as you meet people and if you feel comfortable in doing this, just get a sense of ask people, how much money they're making in voiceover or how they're doing in voiceover, and usually if you ask how they're doing, everybody will try to, like in social media, try to dress it up, make it look good. But when it comes down to dollars and cents, there's very few people making much money. They're playing around at it. They want to have fun. They want to, go to the parties, which is, great, have fun. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But when it comes right down to it, very few are actually getting the work done. Better yet, if you're working with a voiceover coach, ask how much money they're making in voiceover if you want a big shocker. It's, from the outside looking in, you would think this is just a huge party. And it's just, the champagne bottles are popping and the dollar bills are falling from the air. And the reality is it's a business like every other business. And yes, I've made millions of dollars in voiceover and you can too. Yes, you can, but you've got to put yourself within a system to learn that. You need to have the proper information. And so this is how you don't become a statistic. Get the right information. There's everybody's got information. Vet your sources. Vet the information. Get the proper training. Find the right community that's going to be able to support you. So supporting community and training information, all of those things are absolutely vital to your success in voiceover because you can. It is a simple business. It's not complicated. You don't need an MBA. It's not a complicated business plan. It's an extremely simple business model to operate, which makes it perfect for anybody who's willing to learn and stretch and do the work. Is that you? Are you that person? I think that's the question you have to wrestle with. And if you're not, that's okay. Again, there's no indictment against you. It's not for everybody. But if there's something inside that's burning and you say, yes, I want more. And when I say I want more, I don't mean just money. And yes, certainly that's part of it. But I want more. I want to be more of myself. I want to learn more. I want to grow. I want to become a better person. I want to stretch myself. I want to grow my confidence. I want to grow my skill set. Then, welcome to the party. You are in the right place and you are in the right company. And I'm so glad you're here. And by the way, if you want to drop yourself smack dab in the middle of the system that provides the information, the training, the community, and the support, the voiceover blueprint is waiting for you. Just go into the description below, click the link, and get all the information. Well, every weekday morning after we get together for our morning voiceover huddle, and by the way, that's like 3 mornings in a row. I've been on a tear lately. I don't know why I just feel really fired up about this stuff. And I think I think appreciate truth and honesty, and if not, I mean, I guess that's okay too. But you need to understand what this is all about, and it's wonderful. I mean, it is the most amazing decision I made in terms of vocation and career. I mean, as I look back, I can't believe what voiceover has done for me on a personal level, what it's done for my family, and what it's done on a financial level. It's just, again, it's mind blowing. And I get excited to share this with people, sometimes so excited that I forget that most people aren't going to be willing to do the work to get there. And I never want to, and I want to encourage you and I want to motivate you, but I don't want to soft sell it to the point where you think that it's a cakewalk. It's not. It is small steps every day, doing the right stuff, not hard, not complicated, only hard in the fact that it may stretch you to do some things you haven't done before, to put yourself out there. That's no easy. And I understand putting yourself out there, exposing yourself to rejection, putting your heart, your soul on the line, hoping for some feedback, hoping for somebody to say, "I like you. I like your voice. You're hired. I will pay you for that." That's, we're talking about our own egos here, which can be very fragile as performers. I get all of that. But those are the kind of issues that you have to deal with to become successful in voiceover.